Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Sarah Sanchez.
And I'm Bridget Bjorlo. New tonight, the family of a man shot and killed by West Hartford police is calling for justice and accountability.
Just over a year ago, Mike Alexander Garcia was shot and killed by police, and today his family is suing. Fox 61's Matt Karen talked with the attorneys involved.
Going behind Town Fair.
Body camera video of the August 2023 incident.
Here.
West Hartford police officer Andrew Teeter confronting fleeing stolen vehicle suspect Mike Alexander Garcia as he tried to carjack another vehicle in the bay of the Town Fair Tire Service Center on New Britain Ave. Officer Teeter threw his canine into the vehicle.
Officer, I'm going to shoot you!
And fired 5 shots.
And that's why we're here today, because the town of West Hartford shot a man over a $10,000 car.
Alexander Garcia's mother and sister stood silently alongside their attorneys who are suing Teeter, the police department, and the town. In the complaint, claiming Teeter had no justification to fire his gun and had no intention of apprehending Alexander Garcia, calling his use of deadly force inevitable.
We have the simple words of Mike Alexander Garcia when he stated numerous times, "Please don't kill me."
It also alleges that the town has problems with racial profiling, citing a report by the Racial Profiling Prohibition Project, which found WHPD conducted minority traffic stops at 10.5% higher rate than the statewide average.
Our lawsuit alleges that he was targeted as a result of his race, and that is supported by the historical data as well as where this incident occurred.
They allege a civil rights violation and want the U.S. Department of Justice to get involved.
West Hartford has to do better, and we think that federal intervention is a way to do it.
Fox 61 reached out to the town in a statement saying they are committed to police accountability and transparency. A lawsuit at this stage contains unproven allegations. The attorneys couldn't answer why Alexander Garcia was in a stolen vehicle or why he decided to flee. They also couldn't say if he'd still be alive today, if not for those choices.
I don't think we can answer that question without more information about what happened that day that the town of West Hartford has refused to provide.
The town of West Hartford did tell me that Officer Teeter remains on administrative desk duty. It's also important to point out that the State Office of the Inspector General is conducting an investigation to ultimately determine whether or not the deadly use of force was justified or not. So far, they have not made any indication one way or the other. Reporting outside West Hartford Town Hall, Matt Karen, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Matt. An update now. The Office of Inspector General just released their report in a use of force investigation in Bristol. The report found Officer Petzing was justified in shooting Jimmy Shoemaker Gonzalez in January 2023. Shoemaker Gonzalez was shot after he stole a police cruiser on Davis Drive and then drove it into Palma Diner. You're looking at dashcam video from the incident. Shoemaker Gonzalez was injured but survived. You can read the full report on fox61.com.
New tonight, the wife of a fallen state trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier thanking police and the public for their continued support that they showed during the tragedy. Aaron was killed in the line of duty back in May after being hit and killed while conducting a traffic stop on I-84 in Southington. His wife Dominique sending a letter of gratitude. It reads in part, quote, "While this has been the absolute hardest thing my family and I have ever gone through, I find the most comfort in knowing how well we have been cared for in the months since my husband's tragic passing. We definitely feel the love from each other and every person near and far, and it has given us great comfort," end quote. To read the full letter, head to our website, fox61.com.
Shootings under investigation in the capital city. Police say a man was shot on Broad Street just after 10:30 this morning. He was taken to the hospital. He is expected to survive. No word on any suspects, though. Anyone with information about the shooting should call Hartford Police.
Time now for a check on the forecast. Another nice day outside.
And humid. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. Hi, Rachel.
Yeah, warmer, more humid outside today. We're going to do it all over again tomorrow. There were some showers and storms in western Connecticut, and I do think we'll have the chance for seeing a scattered shower or thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon as well, but not just confined to western areas. Taking a look, it looks like this activity is really fizzling out now that the peak heating of the day is over with. Right now, we're looking at lots of sunshine, although it is a bit hazy here in the New Haven area. 83 degrees, 84 in Hartford. Some of this haze that's in the sky is actually smoke from wildfires, and there is a little bit of a reduction in air quality today. You are super sensitive, but there are no air quality alerts in effect from the DEEP. Right now, you can see where temperatures are warmer is where it has not rained today. You can clearly see it's rained in western areas, but you know what's interesting? Last hour in Waterbury, it was 70 degrees. We've already jumped 5 degrees. Just a little bit of sun and a break in the rain goes a long way. By the news at 11, temperatures will be closer to 70, and we're looking at overnight lows near 60 as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. So still comfy for sleeping, but not quite as refreshing as it has been. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, chance for a shower or thunderstorm as we head through the afternoon, anytime between noon and around 8 p.m. It'll be hit or miss in nature, and then we'll clear things out later tomorrow night. No rain Friday, but we do have some showers to time out for the weekend. Full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. A 20-year-old Hamden man will now spend 35 years in prison for the murder of 15-year-old Elijah Gomez.
Before he learned his fate, though, the families of both the victim and the defendant poured their hearts out in a New Haven courtroom. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc was in that courtroom today.
Taking a young boy's life, and that's something you're going to have to live with.
More than 2 years ago, 15-year-old Elijah Gomez was shot and killed while walking home from school on the Farmington Canal Trail in Hamden. Now, 20-year-old Janai Ward will serve 35 years for his murder.
Elijah had no criminal record. He didn't get into trouble. And any murder is a tragedy, but this one is especially heinous, as Elijah was an innocent child of 15 years old.
Prosecutors say Ward's motive is still unknown, with no connection between the two and no fights or words exchanged before the shooting.
Imagine being told that someone you love deeply, with everything in your body, a person that was kind and loving and wouldn't hurt anything, a person who avoided conflict like the plague, and would give everything he had to someone who needed it. Imagine someone else running up to him and feeling empowered to unexpectedly murder this sweet kid.
Gomez's aunt describing him as a bright light who loved being outside in nature, volunteering, and sports, who thought of everyone before himself, offering leftovers to those who didn't have food, a person his mother is struggling to live without.
I'm sad every day. I'm miserable every day. Every day I don't want to be here no more. So every time you feel like that, I feel like that too.
And while this sentence brings them a sense of justice, Gomez's mom needs one more thing from Ward.
I just need to know why. I really do. Even if it's in private, I need to know why. Okay? You hear me?
Something Ward's own mother says she wants her son to give to them.
Jen, I have no idea what you're going through. If I can take your pain away, I would. It pains me the most that your son is no longer here because of my son.
Ward himself saying he regrets his choice every day.
Every day I can't believe that I've done, and I hate to blame it on drugs and substance abuse. I really don't know what I was. I know I can't change what happened. I know there's things I consider a lot of things, particularly your pain. I'm just so sorry that I stole a person who loved me.
Now, police are still working to identify two others they say were there at the time of the shooting. In the meantime, Gomez's family has created a nonprofit in his honor, raising money to build Eli's Garden of Healing in Hamden. We are in New Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Heartbreaking story. Thank you, Julia. State police are investigating a deadly crash in Willington. Police say Fred Vietz was driving on Route 32 yesterday. He crossed the double yellow line and hit another vehicle. He was pronounced dead on scene. The driver of the other car was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone who may have witnessed the crash should give police a call.
Several local and state crews responding to Windsor locks this morning for a hazmat situation. Police say it happened at FedEx in Old County Circle, right off Old County Road, around 7 this morning. Officials say a forklift operator accidentally punctured a tank, spilling around 40 gallons of nitric acid.
I guess it caused a slight burn to one of the workers' boots, so it is volatile in that way. And I don't know if it's been mixed with other chemicals, making it more volatile or adding to its instability. That's a big factor in these types of cases.
Nearby businesses sheltered in place for about 3 hours while DEP stopped the leak. Crews remained on scene throughout the day to clean up the substance. Luckily, no one was injured and the spill was contained to the loading dock area and did not spread.
Well, post-primary day, a lot still shaking out tonight, but it's official. Matthew Corey will challenge U.S. Senator Chris Murphy in less than 10 weeks. That seat has been blue since 1989. Corey is a Manchester businessman. The Republicans secured the race early on last night. And this was a bit of an upset because his opponent, Jerry Smith, was actually the one endorsed by the state GOP. This is the second time the non-endorsed candidate has won the Republican primary. And tonight the chairman is sharing a reaction with us, so take a listen.
So in a low turnout primary that had almost no money spent in it, clearly was, I know that name, I don't know that name. And it was really, I think a lot of it was name recognition. And over the years, you know, as I said, Matt had been, you know, still is very involved with, you know, the Republican Party, Republican candidates and the town committees across the state.
Of course, another race that could impact the balance of power in D.C., the Republican challenger for the 4th Congressional District. So who will face Representative Jim Himes? The number of voters who did turn out yesterday chose Greenwich doctor Michael Goldstein. Goldstein ran against McGuffey, the state's Tea Party leader. McGuffey's someone heavily involved in conservative Connecticut politics.
We still don't have a clear winner in last night's Hamden election. We're talking about the primary for the state capitol. Now, it's going to require another recount. Here is what we've learned so far. Early last night, Lori Sweet was giving a victory speech, and Jennifer Pope had called to concede. But just before midnight, election officials called Pope to tell her she was actually the winner by just 2 votes. They say the original tally was human error, as one polling place had technical problems forcing a hand count. So as of right now, it seems that Pope is the winner by just those 2 votes. Both progressive candidates are waiting for an automatically triggered state recount. And over in Stamford, backlash continuing tonight after State Representative Annabelle Figueroa made an anti-Semitic comment in an online interview. Now, speaking about Hispanic representation, she said, quote, "We can't permit a person who is of a Jewish origin to represent our community. It's impossible," end quote. Now, she's officially lost her primary to Jonathan Jacobson, the non-incumbent who got massive grassroots support and party endorsement. While she officially won't get a chance to go back to the Capitol, Democrats in Stamford and across the state are now calling for her to step down even sooner.
For all the primary results and our coverage, you can text the word election to the number there on your screen. The live results page and our election content to our website and our news app will be sent right to you. That way you can figure out exactly what your choice is and who your choices will be on your ballot in just under 10 weeks. When early voting starts in late October.